Holder Advisor to HMRC, Treasury, Trading Standards and the Office of Fair Trade on property regulation and money laundering, specifically in the estate agency business. I've become aware of many people, such as the people here today, who are victims of fraud by solicitors that are using false instruments, such as false land registry documentation, banks that are using bait and switch in line with bait and switch, the 2006 Fraud Act, the Theft Act 1968, conspiracy to do fraud. Many of us have got current high court cases or court cases fighting the banks who are overpowering funds and other companies. And we are here today to ask for justice. And we're here today to petition, which we've now served on Mike Hill, the chairman, for the Secretary of State now to intervene under the Police Reform and Social Responsibility Act 2011, when there is a breakdown of the police crime panel to do as they should be, when they fail their duty of care, and when the Police Crime Commissioner fails his duty of care, it's then a breach of tort law. And what we are now asking for is the intervention of the Secretary of State to investigate Police Chief Alan Pewsley and the Police Crime Commissioner Mathew for breaches of their public oath and this.
And this all centres around what?
This centres around fraud that solicitors are pushing on behalf of companies. So in Mr Jackson's case, it's a company called PeerTech.
Reminds me of the fraud of the
company that chased you.
Screwfix.
Okay, so
the
I'm going to interject here because I don't want to say any names of companies at this stage in case obviously I need to get right to reply from all of those companies to do that. But in general, what is this all about?
So this is about bait and switch by
bait and switch is a very technical term. What does that mean?
So bait and switch is when somebody is lured into a legal compromise that becomes illegal. The fairness is then pulled from them like a rug, and they are then pushed into decline. They are then pushed through the court systems, and the problem that we're finding, which then aligns typically with the 2006 Fraud Act, Theft Act, etc. And the problem is we expect our police to do their job, and they're not doing their job. And all the time that we've got characters like Mr Scott and we've got characters like Mr Hill being complicit, they're encouraging criminality to happen. So with this, we need to stop, we need redress. If they are not going to do the job that they take on and honour their oath and their public duty of care, then we do have a backstop, and our backstop is the Secretary of State. In the House of Commons, people like MPs like Kevin Hollinrake, Charlie Alfitt, local MP, they are pushing very hard, and their job is made harder because Mr Scott, Mr Hill, the police crime panel that are being complicit, the police chief, because they're not doing their job in line with the law, because they don't understand the law, people are suffering, and this must stop. Families are suffering. We have some victims where they've been evicted and children are now self-harming. So there is also a big breach of human rights. People have a right to their life, they have a right to their home and to protect their property. This is being denied by the Police Crime Commissioner, the Police Chief, our police force, and so on. The Police Crime Commissioner who's doing most to combat this is Mr Anderson Stansfield, now of Thames Valley Police. Now, he investigated and arrested 6 Lloyds Bank bankers, and they got jailed for 47 years. We have raised this with Mr Scott. He has done nothing about it. He's actually ignored it and sent us away. So Mr Stansfield, very decent Police Crime Commissioner, ex-Special Forces, he has now looked at our evidence and he is now investigating criminality of Lloyds Bank. And this looks like it would be bigger than Operation Hornet. But sadly, Mr Scott is being complicit, and Mr Scott should be relieved of his duties, as would Mr Pewsley and Mr Hill.
The police actually assisting and facilitating the fraud with the bank and acting outside. They're sending their constables out, acting outside their oath of office. by using unreasonable force. They're there to serve and protect, and they're actually assisting and facilitating the fraudulent documentation and paperwork which is then being passed down through the courts. They're not actually serving the police, which is all under the authority, under the direction of Mr. Scott and Alan Pewsley.
Also, Mr.
What I'm going to have to do is just
what's
get
his name sent how many police sent here on Somerset? Thames Valley?
We've now got 5 senior police officers